am rolling.
Josh Arnold Investment Consultant brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1579, July 15th, 2025. The 15th. Is summer half over?
Oh, my God.
But I'm a 21st.
It's half over. Well, your fall is half over.
It's a beautiful fall. 102 degrees was the record high on this day, and that was in 1988. And as chilly as 49 degrees in 1912. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner.
Hi.
Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop. John Heidt in the newsroom. And, of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Yesterday we were talking about that terrible heartbreak that Ilhan Omar must face.
Is this an update?
Yeah, a little bit. Go ahead.
Well, you had to give me
Well,
well, you were occupied.
Here is your latest Ilhan Omar report on Garage Logic.
Well, I was just noting yesterday that's a heartbreak for a parent to pay all that money and have the child facing some struggles in the job market.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And she's selling her own clothes.
How much for socks? Do we know?
I don't know.
Maybe
like socks.
Itemize. Maybe they don't itemize. I know you're a connoisseur.
They don't itemize.
Dan Schultz in the state of Washington writes, "Hail the flashlight king."
Hail you.
You guys spent some time yesterday speculating on what it cost for Ilhan Omar's daughter to go to Barnard. You spend all these years talking about the third rail, and it apparently did not occur to anyone that there's no way in the world that this young woman actually paid her own tuition. Well, he's got a good point. I am quite sure they were thrilled to have her attend their fine institution. Not only is she the daughter of a member of Congress, but she also fills a DEI quota, and it's quite possible she has the grades. But there is no way she was going to be expected to pay the $60,000, pushing back from Buckley, Washington. And isn't he correct?
She does. The litmus test of checkoff she fills.
Did it come up on Garage Logic yesterday that, or only on Monday Night Sports Talk, that Pat and I thought it would be interesting to be in a demolition derby?
Yes, you two did do that.
Was that on
so
GL?
Painful. Ow.
Kenny.
No, just MNST.
Kenny,
Well, we have a guy.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, our guy. But Kenny, I'm going to tell you right now, yesterday's episode of Monday Night Sports Talk is 100% geared towards one audience member, and that's you.
Oh, I'll be sure to listen then. Usually I'm not too interested in you stick and ball type of people.
Well, Matt is our GL demo derby
That's our guy.
We sponsor him.
Yep.
Which involved us committing as much as a sticker, I think.
Right.
For his windshield.
Pretty much it.
I've seen him in action.
He said, I heard you and Pat talking on Monday Night Sports Talk last night about the possibility of wanting to try out a demo derby car.
I think I could do it.
Well, when you and Pat are ready, you let me know.
Yeah.
I'll get you into one of my cars, no problem. I usually only have a few bruises, sore neck, and about a week-long headache after I do each one. So you two, being in your prime, should have no problems. Sounds like you guys had a good turnout that weekend at Cedar Lake. Imagine the turnout if you and Pat were to do a demo derby. Ooh. On a different note, attached is a picture of my car I will be running at the Anoka County Derby Sunday, July 27th. And he sent some pictures. It's gold green. He's always green. And he's a hell of a demo derby. He's our guy, Matt. He's a demo derby driver. Yes.
May I ask something from Matt?
Yes.
This weekend is the Rice County Fair. I actually just dropped my kids off at the Rice County Fairgrounds with my mother.
Okay.
The demo
What,
derby.
to get in line or
No, she
Big
was working an event, but the demo derby, I can't remember if it's Friday
be
or
there for 3 days
Saturday.
if you're in line.
Right, but I think it would be fun to have you both come down for the Rice County
Well, that's
Fair.
not going to happen.
And then we can do, we can make that
Probably
work.
some
right?
good food
We can
down
crunch
there.
the
A couple
numbers.
of good food trucks.
Oh, cheese curds.
Quality hot foot long.
Absolutely.
May we turn? Yes, John.
I'm 2 miles from the Anoka County Fairgrounds. If Matt's going to be there,
There we
y'all
go.
can just come up here and
Let's go,
scoot
Matt.
on
Come
over
on.
and
Well, I'll
say
spend the
hi to
night
Matt.
I'll spend the night at Johnny's house.
You're up there on Maine. Up there.
Since we're
Up on Maine.
rocketing around the pool table here, I'm getting text messages from GLers saying we absolutely should do that boat thing on Gull Lake. And GLers are actually offering their cabins up for us to stay at.
Shut up.
Well,
And from what I understand, a cabin on Gull Lake is kind of like a mansion on Summit.
Kenny, please respond to those people and say when we stay on Gull, Johnny, Height, and I need a fireplace roaring and the air conditioning blasting at 64 degrees.
may I continue?
Go ahead, it's your show.
Well, you wouldn't know it, would you? Nicole Mitchell.
Oh,
You know
when is
what?
this gonna
Well,
end?
listen to this headline. Live updates.
Hey.
Senator Nicole Mitchell's burglary trial. This ain't the Gambino family.
Right.
You know, this was a year and a half ago.
Yes.
She dressed up like she thought a burglar looked like in the cartoon she watched as a kid. She broke into the stepmom's house, dressed up like a.
The Pink Panther.
Yeah, black leggings and an outfit and the whole deal. And she's got a crowbar and a wrench and a chainsaw or whatever the hell she had. And
Just like the Patriarcha family from Boston. How you doing?
had a machine gun and,
I'm here to do some routine maintenance.
Why is this even a trial? She was caught red-handed.
Right.
She told the cops, I did something bad. Okay. Then she delays it for a year and a half because her membership of the legislature is so crucial
Right.
that the DFL couldn't have lived
She
without
gets to
her.
vote on her own. Should I be here or
She
not?
voted to keep herself in office.
Why not?
Why in the hell up in Detroit Lakes are honest citizens being put through this grueling mischief?
Yes.
This is ridiculous. Opening statements began today. A jury was selected yesterday.
A jury.
Yes. It's what the hell?
Wait.
She's accused of burglarizing her stepmother's home to retrieve personal belongings of her father who had died recently around that time, apparently. All right. A criminal complaint states that the Detroit Lakes police responded to the reported burglary at 4:45 a.m., April 22nd, 2024. What's that, a year and a half ago almost?
Yes.
At the scene, they found Mitchell in the home's basement. See, that's a bad sign right there. That kind of indicates guilt to me.
Right.
You're there, and you're dressed in this costume you're rigged up.
I don't remember answering the door for you. How'd you get in?
They found a flashlight, and she got real clever with the flashlight because that was covered in a black sock. Yeah.
It's a classic case, isn't it?
Officers searched for a black backpack. Somebody got to her and said, look,
We got a little theme going
when
here.
you get in there, you got to be as dark as possible.
you can't be-
cover the flashlight. Have a black. Get rid of your Roy Rogers backpack and have a black backpack. And that was stuck in a window at the scene. And they recovered 2 laptops, a cell phone, a driver's license, Senate identification. Don't you know who I am?
Don't leave home without it.
And miscellaneous Tupperware.
Was it the big?
She was going to steal her stepmother's food.
Hey,
Some leftovers.
right, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It was the big giant Tupperware.
What's some of that potato salad?
Yeah, the big.
That's what I was thinking. Tater salad. On account of, I'll tell you why. They all got it in the summertime.
Yep.
Well, it was the big, huge bowl that housed the popcorn, was the throw up, washed your feet. I mean, there was the all-inclusive Tupperware bowl.
What? And never mind.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, from the 70s.
I think I get it.
I
yeah.
do
Gotcha.
actually. Yeah.
Mitchell reportedly told investigators she was just trying to get some of my dad's stuff.
He loved that Tupperware.
And added, clearly, I'm not good at this. Well, if that's an accurate statement.
You know what would have been better if the Tupperware lids did match the containers she grabbed?
The complaint states that Mitchell had explained to police that her father had just died, as though that would somehow justify the burglary. And she wanted sentimental items that stepmom refused to give her.
Sentimental Tupperware.
Yeah, and that included
Classic case.
that included her father's ashes. I can imagine she would want that. And pictures, clothes, and other sentimental items. Okay. She's probably going to walk on this thing because they're going to spin this as she's heartbroken and she just had to have these items and, Mrs. Crabtree wouldn't give them to her and she had to break in to get them. What the hell?
There is a screen grab from a police video, on a website right now I've never seen before. I think it's part of the trial.
Yeah.
She's got on the black shirt, a large black stocking cap, and big cat's eye glasses.
Oh, yeah. Somebody got to her and said, look, you got to darken the whole thing up. You can't, don't be wearing anything white because you want to go in there unseen. Mother of God.
May I introduce, though? I'm going to defend Nicole here.
Why not?
Because if we were Preble and Murphy, I would say, just hold on a second here. Everyone's got their go-to Tupperware container, don't you guys? I do.
Hell yeah.
If the kids use it, I get angry. This is my Tupperware dish.
Well, I must admit, when I empty the dishwasher and there's Tupperware in there, I leave that on the counter because I have no idea where it goes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
We have never talked about this before.
Here we go. Call me now.
She says to me, why do you do this?
Yes.
I've looked. I have no idea where you put this stuff. I have no idea.
And there's
So
some,
you just put it on the magic counter.
We
and
just
then
put it on the
disappears.
counter. It takes care of
Yes,
itself.
the magic counter.
there are items that when I'm emptying the dishwasher, I've never seen before. I have no idea where they go. So they're all left there on the counter. And
The
that's
ceramic things that you make brownies in, those
Yes.
pans, I
Where
have
do they
no
go?
idea.
Where
I
do
have
they
no
go?
idea. I don't know. I
And-
looked under the sink.
And a blue bowl, I used to know where that went because I was shown in no uncertain terms where that went.
Well, your wild
but
card.
that location is moved.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a game changer.
Well, I found it.
Well, she's got to let you know when they
I
change a
did
location.
on my own. I found it and I put the blue bowl away.
But your wild card is always the drawer underneath the oven.
I tried
has
that.
The
Yeah.
miscellaneous pans that you put it in there and it doesn't really close or open up. It's always
I leaned
stuck.
against it.
Where is that thing? I put it down
May
there.
I ask a question? When you found the new location of said Tupperware, how many attempts did it take? Was it three or four doors?
No. I did not find a new location for Tupperware. I said a blue bowl.
You know what you should do?
Oh, I'm sorry. the blue-
Tupperware, I still have. That's for all I know. That's kept at a neighbor's.
But
house.
how many attempts did it take? How many attempts did it take till you found said location?
Pretty much every drawer.
You should bring in your Post-it notes and start putting notes on the
Tupperware.
That's all he knows. That's all he knows.
Oh, that would have absolutely driven John Heidt crazy if all the doors were open in your kitchen.
Oh, it
Because I
really
used to do that to him in the Hubbard kitchenette.
I would like now to turn to our governor Cockwomble
Oh boy.
All right, we're getting serious.
because he spent $430,000, as you all know, on legal fees to help him prepare for a hearing in Washington that was conducted in June. A couple of governors who appear to be dragging their feet on federal immigration laws were brought to the subcommittee there
Try to vet him out a bit.
and grilled. And even though he'd been a congressman for 100 years, he decided that he needed to prep for this. So he ran up a legal bill of $430,000. Well, we're learning more about that now from a Tom Hauser report on 5 Eyewitness News. The fees ranged from $70 to review a letter inviting him to the hearing.
Okay.
Just a minute. I would have done that for free.
Nothing. Right. Here we go. Let's go.
To $2,880 for searches for news or statistics for crimes committed by transgender or non-binary persons. Okay, the hearing is supposed to focus on immigration and sanctuary state policies, but it did veer off to transgender issues and other non-immigration topics during the June 12 session. On Monday, just last night apparently, this is dated today, a spokesman for Walz sent apparently Hauser articles about two other politicians who spent a lot of money preparing for the hearing. So it's okay because other people did it.
Got it.
Denver's mayor, Mike Johnson, racked up $250,000 preparing for the hearing, which took place a month before Walz's. And Boston's mayor, Michelle Wu, she ran up $650,000 in legal fees related to the same hearing that the Denver mayor was in. Holy mackerel. These invoices were obtained because 5 Eyewitness News made a data request, and the Walz people provided $265,000 of invoices for April and May, but another $165,000 in invoices for June were not available yet. Boy, they're very good at racking up time and billable hours, said Representative Harry Niska, the Republican Minnesota House floor leader. Niska is an attorney. He said the work that was done should have been conducted by in-house counsel in the governor's office, along with the Minnesota Attorney General's office. Well, beyond that, let's say they found Walz so incomprehensibly dense they couldn't coach him because he just didn't get it.
Right.
Well, at least throw the bone to a local firm. Give a local law firm a shot.
That would have a Midwest spin on it and have some history with what he's being vetted out on.
I wonder why they all used this firm. Could it be that this firm contributes to their
Well, we don't know that they all use this firm, G&L Gates or whatever it was. But you have Niska saying, Walz spent 12 years in Congress. The Attorney General spent 12 years in Congress. They know what it's like.
Right.
They don't need to hire a law firms at seven. He said it was over $700 an hour to research for them. According to the documents, 23 members of the K&L Gates firm in Washington, ranging from partners and associates to a librarian, charged from $350 to $700 an hour. These are the people I told you yesterday. They promised not to wink at each other until they cleared Minnesota airspace.
Right, till they crossed the line.
Right. In a wide range of services, they billed $1,035 to research anti-transgender comments by House Oversight Committee members, to $2,880 for a lawyer to spend over 6 hours reviewing case law regarding executive orders and separation of powers. Another $2,340 was billed for reviewing unspecified emails and to respond to questions. Okay. This is all a scam. I think we're just getting a bit of a glimpse into the way the politicians grease the skids for their law firm buddies and vice versa. That's all this can possibly be.
It's a tight-knit club.
You can't tell me there aren't enough legal minds in the Twin Cities who could have done the same thing at half the price.
Correct.
Or there is no other way to look at this than a complete scam taking $430,000 from the Minnesota taxpayers. And I got some smart lefties wrote me letters to the editor because I wrote about this, and they were defending Walz.
How?
Well, one guy said, I never read you or listen to you. So
But your column the other day.
I emailed him back and said, well, you must, or else somebody had to read it to
Signed
him.
Jay Ventura.
Yeah, right.
Well, and they thought, see, here's the problem. If I say Walz is ripping us off and rewarding a law firm for whom he might have a connection, it might not. I don't know. I'm not suggesting it was a crime. It's a sentimental crime to the people of Minnesota who had to make the money for him to dip into.
Right.
But the problem is if you criticize Walz for that, you're a Trumper. That's the problem in the modern United States. No one in the state is willing to say, no lefty in the state is willing to look at it as a singular incident. They have to tie it immediately to Trump. And they shouldn't tie it to Trump. They should tie it to how poorly you've been governed since this fellow took office. If for no other reason, how poorly you've been governed financially. We've been down that road.
The fact that he has defenders, people that ripped you in your column.
Which is fine. Rip me. But you're missing the point.
Doesn't that pretty much show you that he will, like he said last week, he will win if he runs again?
Yep.
Well, if there's enough voters in the metro, I can't imagine anyone voting for this guy who is a GL.
But it's those and those that are still living off the government teat. They all want this to stay status quo.
They've forgiven him for every wrong turn he's made since the riots.
Well, then
starting with the riots.
Well, in that regard, then, he's Trump-like.
Actually starting with COVID and then the riots and then, okay.
Then how different is he than the people at the feet of Trump? Trump claims I could walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and get away with it. Walz is getting away with anything he wants to get away with.
Other than conservative liberal, you're right, it's third rail politics.
And what a great gig it must be for an attorney to hitch their wagon to one of these great big firms that can pull this BS off. They have offices in Singapore and Australia and Europe, and I think they're based in Pittsburgh. They were started in the 1840s by somebody named Gates or somebody. I don't know. My point is, it's all family to these third railers. It's all inside BS. How did that law firm suddenly pop up on Walz's Rolodex? Well, A, it didn't pop up on his. It popped up on one of his aides. I know. We'll get these guys to come in here. They're due.
Well, why don't we? How come that's not open book? Why don't we?
It
know
is.
How this
We're
was,
getting all the numbers. We're getting the numbers.
We're getting why they chose.
We
this?
We don't know the why.
But it's the inability for others to report it is the problem.
I'll say.
Except us.
So maybe we should have known about it when it was happening. And
no kidding.
How do you make that happen?
I guess that's an example of something that probably takes place more often than we know. It has nothing to do with specific legislation. The machinery is in place for a governor to have the ability to tap resources in the event he feels he needs a legal representation.
I'm not buying your line. Not buying that line of BS. To me, this reeks of it's better to ask forgiveness than it is ask permission. What if he would have come to the people of Minnesota and said, I need some legal counsel? Do I go with the Duke brothers here, or do I go with our guy, Cerisi?
The AI overview, I searched this. It says the Attorney General's office in Minnesota also had an existing contract with K&L Gates of some sort. We don't know for what.
Wow.
But
okay, well, there's the answer.
Yeah, they've used them before.
Oh, so Gates is on a retainer for this state.
There you go.
Apparently.
This is just a hell of a deal.
Is there any way to find out how much they've contributed to his campaign coffers?
I suppose that's information that's available.
Somebody's probably digging through that.
Should be public, yeah.
Are you?
I hope they are, yeah.
I
hope
got a
they find
call.
it soon. Let me know.
I got a call from EcoFun Motorsports wondering how I'm enjoying the new scooter. And I said, I love it. It's
Did they say, are you having a nice day?
No, they said, "Are you enjoying the new scooter?"
Oh, okay.
And I said, "Yes, I am." It's a Yamaha, and I think Yamahas are bulletproof. That's just among the many scooters EcoFun has on the show floor, along with youth recreational equipment, the electric bike capital of the world, Yamaha water equipment, side-by-sides, 4x4s, helmets, apparel, service department. Great big, beautiful parking lot at the Forest Lake location on Highway 97, immediately west of 35. Go in there and pick out your scooter or your electric bike and don't leave until everything's adjusted the way you love it. It's just great. Everything in there, well, maybe not everything now, but mostly everything in there, especially when it comes to electric bikes, was pre-tariff. So wonderful deals from EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake / Columbus, and also EcoFun in Burnsville on County Road 42 on the service road of life near County Road 42. Great website. It's the most fun store you'll ever be in, and you can see that for yourself on the website, EcoFunMotorsports.com.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Your ass!
Jeez. Honest to
You like
God.
Smokey and the Bandit,
The
Joe?
Earth is not your mother.
I like the car.
The Joe Souchere Show.
Don't like the movie? You must be one dumb bitch.
When I get home, I'm going to punch your mama.
How about a Smokey and the Bandit podcast, a GL spinoff?
Here's Kenny with something.
Don't interrupt me. I'm busy reading about a Loring S70 coffee roaster. I keep saying over and over again that they hand roast the beans at customroasting.net. I wanted to see what that's all about. It's a really cool machine. We're talking about a good cup of coffee at a reasonable price. You get that from customroasting.net, a wide variety of flavors, either ground or whole bean, hand roasted right there in downtown Buffalo. Hop on that website. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a small operation, and that's actually one of the things that affects the freshness. It didn't really occur to me how fresh they were until I ordered some and noticed how glaring the difference was when I had a pot so fresh, so smooth. They only roast enough beans to fill orders. That means the coffee you get goes from the roaster to the bag to you all in the same day in most cases. The French roast from customroasting.net, way better than what I've been drinking for about 100 years. We've decided at my house to work our way through the entire lineup, the whole menu of beans that they roast, a very lengthy list. So far, we've done the French roast, the Minnesota Morning Blend, and Boundary Waters. Here's a tip now. Go to customroasting.net. Find the Garage Logic Variety Package. The tab is right there on the homepage. It's a real nice sampler. It includes 4 10-ounce bags, one each of the Minnesota Morning Blend, the Boundary Waters Blend, the Columbia Excelso, and the French roast, the best French roast I promise you that you'll ever taste. It was a life changer for me. In fact, I am hooked. Fresh hand-roasted coffee delivered right to your door. Order it whole bean or ground, a good cup of coffee at a reasonable price. CustomRoasting.net.
I think the Socialists, and they're calling themselves that. That's not hyperbole. The Socialists in both Minneapolis and St. Paul are really putting their cards on the table, telling us who they are. Both cities now have advocates for what they believe is urgently necessary in each city. And this is like this fellow in New York, Zohan Mamdani. They think that Minneapolis and St. Paul need a city-run grocery store. St. Paul had a grocery store, Lund's.
Yep.
It closed because of the crime.
Yep.
All right.
100%. That's the only reason.
Now, why a city-run grocery store would not face crime?
Because those thieves would not want to steal from their own city.
Is this somehow inspired by, didn't we lose 2 grocery stores on the north side up on Lowry?
Probably.
A year ago or so?
Mm-hmm. You have a fellow running for city council in St. Paul in Ward 4, Cole Hansen. He's called a dietitian. Perhaps he is. And he is a proponent of a municipally funded grocery store. See, I pay for so much now, I don't really want to pay for a grocery store.
Got it.
Right? But this guy's liking it to building stadiums with public money. And he wants a city-owned grocery store. Mm-hmm. Right? That would be the public good. In Ward 4, unfortunately, there's not a lot of GLers in Ward 4. It's most of Mac Groveland. It's Miriam Park, Union Park. Its southern boundary is St. Clair. And, you got a choice in the 4th Ward. It would be a miracle. There's a woman named Carolyn Will running. Mm-hmm. She's a wife, a mother, a homeowner, and works in businesses.
I have seen an occasional sign. I can't say a plethora.
She's the only choice. The rest of them are hand-picked DFL activists.
What does she do?
Carolyn I know her peripherally. I know her husband well. Her current business, I don't know. Look it up. It's on her bio.
Homemaker.
No, she's not a homemaker.
I thought that's what you said.
I said she's a wife, a mother, a homeowner, and she's worked in a variety of businesses.
Gotcha.
And I think her interest in politics became keen with the movement to create Summit Avenue or turn Summit Avenue into a regional bike path. Anyway, she'd bring common sense. But you got Chris Coleman's daughter handpicked. You got this Cole guy. You got this fraud on the school board, Chantil Allen, who's a race baiter, never done a thing in her life, professional activist. And one of them, they're going to all get the DFL nod. It's a shame because the city continues to swirl down the drain. And the latest is what these people come up with is, we need a grocery store. That's what we're lacking. We need the public to pay for a grocery store. In Minneapolis, we got, who's doing this now? The Minneapolis City Council's Public Health and Safety Committee asked the city staff to explore the idea of government-owned grocery stores. See, the socialists are more active in Minneapolis. As a tool to combat the city's problem of food insecurity. Yeah. Well, as I recall, there's been a number of stores that provided great food, but they were losing their shirts on the fruit and vegetables because nobody was buying them.
Right. They're just lifting them.
But we need a city-owned store would help prepare for that. Robin Wansley is among them. She's Ward 2. She said it's clear the private market is not meeting the city's needs. You know why? Because it's the private market, and the needs are not in line with the private market.
Right.
They don't want to get shot, held up, robbed, and have their vegetables and fruits go bad. All right? It's not. Robin, you're the cause of the private market not wanting to have a grocery store there. We want to see what options are ahead of us and how we can leverage every tool we have at the city to make sure our residents have access to fresh produce. What a canard that is. You've had access to fresh produce, and the storekeepers have to keep turning it back because nobody buys it.
Remember the gentleman we had on? He had a convenience store in Minneapolis.
It's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, and he basically said, I have to keep throwing this crap away because no one buys it.
So fresh produce has been available. Plus, there's a great big farmer's market down there.
Yeah.
Just like there is in St.
What goes on
Paul.
Saturday?
Beignets.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want it
It's
until
Suyan.
it's taken away, and then they start bitching about it.
Well, you know
And
who's weighing in on this? Pat Garofalo.
what Pat say?
Well, Pat is president of the Minnesota Grocers Association.
Oh,
remember?
of course. Yeah.
Directly from aisle 7.
Yeah. He said this is the exact opposite of what the city of Minneapolis needs. They are sending the message that anyone who comes to Minneapolis now has to compete with the government. It's a horrible idea. Garofalo says in an industry with notoriously small profit margins, he is skeptical that government-run stores will be able to succeed while wary of privately owned businesses that would have to compete against a publicly subsidized government entity. Sure, how could a publicly subsidized grocery store fail? They'll just take more of your money.
It's like signing up for another subscription is what it is, because they will never show a profit and they will never stop going to the well for another handout. So you're basically funding a whole new program.
Right. And Garofalo says
forever.
Garofalo says this is a bad idea that's going to make the problem worse, not better, and it's going to be very expensive. Other cities that have done this, the most common outcome is that they don't work, they're expensive, and they close. But this does not stop socialists who have no imagination. My biggest complaint about this crop of two-bit candidates in Ward 4, for example, Sean Till Allen and this, by two-bit, that's unkind. Untested candidates who've never had any life experience, never work experience.
Carolyn Will, your gal, has 2 adult children and 1 grandchild, lived in St. Paul over 33 years in 4 different wards. Mm-hmm. Business owner, CW Marketing and Communications. Mm-hmm. And she's got some Rotary Club, Midway YMCA member. She's
willing to do what we ask GLers to do.
Yes.
She's willing to give it a shot. She likes the city.
Let's not have her on.
No.
Okay, good.
Why don't
Let's
they
not
just
have her on.
Why don't they just open up a bunch of co-ops? You know, they can invest their own money and reap the benefits all by themselves.
Are you a member?
I want to finish my thought about my disappointment in the candidates. Aside from the fact that they have no experience in anything, they have no imagination, which is a byproduct of them having no experience in anything. It's not imaginative to say, let's have a city-run grocery store. That's laziness. It's not imagination to see the city and not want it to grow and prosper and be full of commerce. They have no imagination. They want to be taken care of. They want to soak the taxpayers who are left, and they leave you with nothing. They leave you with nothing beautiful. They leave you with nothing useful. They leave you with no projects that everyone can be proud of. They offer nothing. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
But they keep getting elected because, I don't know, people's daubers are down.
Well, it's almost like food has become a massive talking point with the left, don't you guys think?
Boy, we got a lot of food talk.
We're solving hunger issues.
We
Okay,
got
well, who's
fraud,
hungry?
and we got this and that, and on account of, I'll tell you why.
Right.
Because there's so much money available to fund so many food programs. Food is food's been weaponized.
Put food on your family.
You can put food on your family in about 100 different ways.
Didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the count of, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
You're absolutely right, sir.
Yep.
And I think you're my favorite person in America right now because you've got it nailed. That's exactly what's wrong. Exactly what's wrong. So anyway, you're going to have a lot of we're going to have city-run grocery stores if these people get elected.
So it's worked out well for Chicago.
It hasn't worked well anywhere. It won't work well anywhere. Garofalo's right. It's a bad idea, and we just don't have the people in place in elected positions to point out that it's a bad idea. You got Fry too busy learning how to speak Somali.
Yep.
And you got Carter, God knows what he's doing. He's rarely seen.
Omar Fateh and his city-run grocery stores.
How much do you know about this? Why? Let's see. What am I trying to say? These two big grocery stores that we have that you need to be a member of. What are these two stores? John, your wife works for one of them.
Costco and Sam's Club.
Sam's Club. Now, they're in the outskirts, right?
They ain't downtown.
So we're guessing now that these folks can't get in a car or a vehicle or a bus and travel to Costco and buy things in bulk. Is that correct? Is that
I would think that's fair.
Okay, so that's why the Costco Sam's Club option is out.
Oh, yeah.
They also can't go to the Rainbow, the Cub, or the whatever, right?
Because Rainbow and Cub it's a small profit margin as it is. They don't see much action. Downtown's dead.
Remember the controversy, Kenny, when, was it Walmart closed their store in Brooklyn Park and everybody went nuts?
Yeah, that's what I referred to earlier. That would be my other choice. I see a lot of people shopping groceries in Walmart, so they can't make it to a Walmart either. So they're going to get food then that's closer and way cheaper than what you can get at Walmart? Is that what I'm understanding?
I don't know anything about how it would be priced.
Well, if that's the case, Pat is absolutely right.
Of course he is.
This is just a big con job.
Of course. It's all it is.
To take more money from taxpayers.
And Lund's gave it a good shot. Lund's is no rinky-dink store.
But it's a little more upscale than the others we listed, is it not?
Well, upscale or low scale, it was driven out of business, not because of pricing, because of crime and homelessness and drug use and theft.
Right.
On account of you want to know
you want to know why?
Yeah, see?
Yeah. God almighty. Cole Hansen, he's a candidate. That's his thing. Who in the hell is he? Look him up, Rook. He's a dietitian.
Slap up a bunch of co-ops and call it good enough. Let's go here. Enough already. Are you telling me they don't even have the money to buy a co-op membership?
Meet Cole.
Meet Cole.
We deserve a St. Paul where neighbors are connected, corporate landlords are held accountable, and families
those evil
thrive.
Corporate landlords. Because remember, you got a lot of these socialists, they cater to renters. They don't give a bleep about somebody paying a mortgage.
I don't want to donate. I'm looking for a bio, which he does not have.
You look at that, and I'll tell you this.
Well, wait a minute,
see
Joe.
Cole's work history. Here we go. This is from LinkedIn. Activity. Okay, keep going. I'll find it.
Why don't I do this? Yes, Kenny?
Where are they going to put these? That's what I want to know.
I have no bleeping idea. Let me put it this way. There's plenty of vacant storefronts.
That's a good point.
Well, yeah.
But, you know, they don't think.
They have no imagination. They're driving us to destruction. They're socialists. They have no clue about anything GL. Nothing.
He's listed on LinkedIn as a statewide online education coordinator, SNAP Ed at U of M Extension.
Okay. It's a dietitian.
I'm a dedicated public health professional who combines evidence-based practices and real-world experiences to address real-world problems in my own community and across Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we need on the council is we need a food expert.
We've built stadiums and parking ramps with public money. We've given away tax increment financing dollars and left and right to entice development. In this moment, we should build a grocery store that feeds our neighbors and pays its own bills, too. We can do the right thing, be fiscally responsible at the same time.
Wouldn't that require people to be in those areas? I mean, they're both downtowns are a ghost town right now.
Yeah, where are you going to put them? That's my big question.
Yeah.
Is it downtown? Is it North Side, Lake Street? Where in St. Paul? University? Which end of University?
Well,
Dale?
I can only tell you You could throw a dart at any of those areas you mentioned, and there's plenty of buildings just sitting there empty.
I'm going to rock the east side where the pain reliever was. Let's put a grocery store there. Remember the good times.
There's a big Cub store on Arcade. Isn't there, Rook? On Arcade, I think there's a great big
on the
Cub
east side,
store.
yes.
Yeah.
The pain reliever, groceries and dancing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get my Windex and my glass cutter.
Cole is a graduate of the University of Minnesota School of Public Health with a master's in public health. He joined the Anoka County SHIP team as their workplace wellness educator in August of 2021.
Okay.
He grew up in St. Francis on the family's farm.
What's he doing in St. Paul?
His family also had a restaurant in Ham Lake. He's a proud parent, registered dietitian, nutritionist.
Well, he should have he should know how it works then, right?
You'd think so. But he did go to the Field Academy.
Wow.
Get that garage fixed up in the summer while the weather's good. Don't try to put a new door in January. Why leave you'll be 20 below all day long. Precision Door, Minnesota. They serve western Wisconsin and the entire metro. Well, they not only take care of any garage door problem you might have with your existing door, they are offering new models of garage doors, and they have models of doors for every budget. And right now, GLers get $100 off a new single door and $200 off a new double door. You can book online for a free consultation. The designer comes out, pull up a couple of chairs, and figure this out.
Right.
And you can book online at precisiondoormn.com. That's one word, precisiondoormn.com. Or call Precision Door either for a routine maintenance appointment or to set up a new door consultation. Call Precision Door at 612-263-6985.
Hey, GLers, it's Reavers here once again for my friends at North American Banking Company. You know, I'm really glad that I made the switch and got to know my friends at North American Banking Company because it's banking done differently. It truly, truly is. They take the time to get to know you, your family, your budgetary needs, and in some cases, whether you're looking to improve your business. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. When you walk into any one of their 6 beautiful Twin Cities locations, you immediately feel the difference. It's Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. They offer all of the services as the other big national banks. Whether you're looking to buy a home, finance a new home renovation project, or get that new car that you've been thinking about, my friends at North American Banking Company are going to be able to help you out. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other banks, but the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank. Locally owned and operated, and that means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So once again, check them out online. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life.
Oh, there's a
Joe Souchere.
big word coming up here I'm not going to be able to get through. I want to talk about tweedertool.com. If you have a lake place or a friend or family with a lake place, I want you to remember that website, tweedertool.com. We're talking about this amazing tool called the T-Weeder. Super easy to use. Just throw it out, tug it in. Pulls up those creepy lake weeds that always circle your feet and freak you out. I want to read a couple of reviews from users of the T-Weeder tool. One from John in New York. I received my second T-Weeder a few days ago. All the tall floating weeds are gone, and a large amount at the bottom are also gone. Although that part will be an ongoing process. Your idea and your work developing the T-Weeder was not in vain, at least for this pond owner. And this is the one, Mark from the Minnesota DNR. He's got a $10 vocabulary. I just got a chance to test out the T-Weeder today and was absolutely impressed in how it worked. It's going to hopefully make the job a lot easier when I do curly leaf pondweed delineations. Woo! In the spring.
Very nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks again for your product to fit our needs, and that's from Mark at the DNR. He gets a lot of these kind of letters. Tim, the inventor of the T-Weeder tool, So I guess there's no need for me to go on. And we here at GL, we also get emails and pictures of the success that GLers have had with this tea weeder. It's absolutely amazing. It's about a 4-foot long handle, a rake-like aluminum header with teeth on it. You toss it out, you let it sink, you give it a few tugs, and it comes back with weeds. And 20 minutes time, you can get a pile of weeds pretty big. It's really an amazing tool. If you own a lake place and you've got a weed problem, go to teaweedertool.com. Get rid of those weeds and start living your life again. teaweedertool.com.
You are absolutely fixated on the tea weeder tool video.
I love it.
Joe's staring at it the entire time you're doing your
My
ad.
mouth open?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's John Heidt.
Thank you very much, Joe. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Quick update on a story from yesterday. Opening statements in the burglary trial of DFL State Senator Nicole Mitchell happening this morning. Mitchell is charged with first-degree burglary and possession of burglary or theft tools. Jurors were seated yesterday. Prosecutors and the defense both presenting their cases for the jurors before the state begins calling witnesses.
Well, let's go back to that. Forgiveness is easier than permission. If at the beginning she just said, look, I'm out of line doing this, I apologize. Would this even be a thing today?
No, it would not be. It would not be a thing.
I was really missing my dad's stuff, and I'm failing to communicate with my ex or with my stepmom. I'm terribly sorry. Please forgive me. And she'd maybe pay a fine or something.
I think people are very sympathetic when
ridiculous.
You admit, you know what, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I would still want her out.
Yeah, and the second charge is a mandatory 3-year sentence, possession of burglary or theft tools.
Uh-oh.
So she couldn't get out of that at this point. But maybe
She'd go into the Hooskow.
Remember, they charged that later, so maybe they wouldn't have charged it at all if she had said,
Right.
Sorry, see ya.
Yeah.
So, the candidacy filing period for the seat left open by the killing of House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman opened today. Special election scheduled for September 16th. A primary election will be held on August 12th if needed. Potential candidates have until next Tuesday to file to run. So far, 2 people vying for the DFL's endorsement. Christian Erickson, a Brooklyn Park City Council member since 2022, announced his candidacy and wrote on Facebook that the now open seat will always be known as Hortman's. The other candidate is former Brooklyn Park City Council member XP Lee, who currently works for the Minnesota Department of Health.
You know, the other thing that would have helped Mitchell, she should have done it in broad daylight. The 4 o'clock in the morning, that's right out of her criminal comic book that she's following. Why not do it when it's, 2 in the afternoon?
Maybe wait for the stepmom to go to the grocery store.
Yes, exactly.
And then
little
heist.
Then fill the Tupperware with stuff.
Do you think she set an alarm clock? Did she drive up
I wonder
that
if
night?
she drove from here to there.
Leave the Twin Cities at 11?
Maybe. Yeah.
You go to Google Maps, you time out the trip. Oh, it's going to be about 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Lady, you would have been better served at 1 in the afternoon. Nothing good happens at 4 a.m.
Right. She should know that.
I did see another picture now from the police video, and it's maybe it's just in my mind, but it's somewhat comical because all in black with the big glasses on, and it's like, what was she thinking?
Was she looking for like a Catwoman kind of thing? Or
exactly.
Yeah, she kind of went the Catwoman route.
Yeah.
Update on another story we had yesterday. Around 4:15 yesterday afternoon, authorities lifted the water boil advisory after the Minnesota Department of Health tested water, determined it was safe to drink. That was happening in Golden Valley, New Hope, and Crystal because there was a malfunctioning valve. So all the water there is
just a quick update. I acquired some part-time employment in Golden Valley. I had the little pH strips from the cement pond.
Sure.
And I was going door to door. I had a little, I had a jumpsuit. I had a pail, a bucket full of and a handful of strips, and I offered to, hey, you got water trouble. I got a pHer right here. I could, once you get to the pink, you're living life high on the hog.
Thank you, Pat.
Yes.
Did you get any free donuts, milk and cookies?
Oh, people offered
back rubs?
Trades, cash, one guy, I turned him down. I said, "You're a little too eager there, pal."
Any Randy housewives?
Not my style.
This subject was brought up on yesterday's episode of
Yes,
Monday Night
it
Sports
was.
Talk, and Patrick advised, why would I drink boiling water?
He was worried that you're supposed to drink it when it's hot. No, Pat, what you do is you let it cool down.
No, you're making this
I'm
up.
not kidding. I'm not.
150%.
Why would I drink boiling water?
It's like porridge. It's like porridge. I want to drink it just right.
Cleans you out, Pat.
Yes, it does.
And then we talked about the bacteria floating in the cement pond.
That's a Baby Ruth trick I paid on the grandkids.
Joe. It was this truck, too. It was the emphatic, Joe, why would I drink boiling
Why would I
water?
drink boiling
So,
water?
if you were ever told to boil your water, your tap water, would you, in fact, ever drink it again? I think that would kill me for life.
Well, first of all, you would have to. He would be advanced enough to find a pot to boil it in. He would not know where that is in the kitchen.
I know where those go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just the Tupperware you're having trouble.
I mean, but in my world, once the water's gone bad, it's bad forever. You could never get me back on
Well,
that boat.
I mean, if you want me to be truthful, it would psychologically bother me.
Yeah, it's very troubling.
Yeah.
From the Star Tribune, engine trouble on a Twin Cities-bound Sun Country jet prompted an emergency declaration.
Was this
shortly
your
after-
fault?
I have not been briefed.
After takeoff, it forced the aircraft to go back to the L.A. airport. Flight 430 left L.A. International early Monday for Minneapolis-St. Paul International, but soon experienced an issue with one engine after takeoff and declared an emergency. The airliner returning to LAX at about 12:54 in the morning, taxied back to the gate. The aviation tracking website FlightAware said the flight was in the air for about 20 minutes before it had to go back to LAX. The flight had 166 passengers and 6 crew members on board. The agency investigating what went wrong with the engine on the Boeing 737-800. Neither the FAA nor Sun Country has disclosed the make and model of the engine. Sun Country said it brought in another jet to fly those passengers back to the Twin Cities.
Yeah, how long did it? I can't imagine when they pulled back up, they had the marshals that were supposed to stay there. Maybe half an hour later after the plane left. I'm sure. Well, I shouldn't speculate.
I just, you think what you want when you hear stories like this. I just think how miraculously those things perform.
Well, they're quick turns and it's 24/7. They don't stop.
No. Here's a plane flying along with the engine goes kaput. They make it back. I think that's a testimony to how well the planes are made.
Well, you can fly on one end. You can land on one
I think
engine.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Or as
that's what
Kenny
you're saying.
mentioned several months ago about how one of those crap cans would take 7 weeks to get to Detroit.
Hey now.
They'll stop every 200 miles and fill up. Get more toilet paper while you're in there. We got a problem.
Yeah.
We are a little
7 days to get to Detroit.
Hell, you could walk to Detroit in 7 days.
Funniest things.
We're a little more than a month away now from the state fair. And the state,
sure we are. Hell
the
yes.
state fair has filled up their grandstand shows with an announcement this morning.
Oh.
August 30th, the Saturday, 7 o'clock, Nelly will be performing.
He was just here.
I was just
He
gonna
was
say.
He was just
here.
at the ballpark.
He'll be joined by special guests Ja Rule, Maya, and the Yin Yang twins.
Oh,
Joe,
boy.
which one's your favorite?
I like the Yin Yang twins.
I like Yang.
Yeah, I like Yang.
Yeah, Yanks.
Is Yang? Are they gals?
I
or
have no
dudes?
idea.
I'm not sure.
Is it a Chinese act?
Do you
I
want the
wonder?
yin or do you want the yang?
Way too low.
Jeez.
Yeah, we too
Tickets
low.
can be purchased on eTix beginning on Friday morning. With that announcement, every day from Thursday, August 21st through Labor Day, September 1st. Now
It's always fun when they do sound check when we're doing GL,
Oh,
the
it's
hip hop
the
actions.
best.
Right.
They bust out the F-bomb for all of the fairgrounds.
All right, I've got it here, ladies and gentlemen. The Yin Yang Twins are an American hip hop duo consisting of Kane, born Eric Jackson on December 16th, 1978, and D-Rock, born D'Angelo Holmes, and he was born February of 1979. Despite their name,
These guys are 50 years
the
old.
duo
Yeah.
are not
Jeez.
twins, brothers, or related in any way.
They're old.
Joe, they debuted in 2000 and rose to
That's
mainstream
25 years ago. I've never heard of Yin Yang.
popularity in 2003, collaborating with Britney Spears on her album In the Zone.
Well, you know what happened to her?
Hot Crazy Matrix.
I'll say.
Yo,
She's
ma.
like the Bear Matrix. You know?
Their debut single Whistle while you twerk.
Whoa.
Come on. No.
I'm not joking.
That's
Joe,
pretty
could
good.
you give us a little twerking right now? Stand up,
Whistle
turn around,
while
give
you
us some twerk.
Oh,
Here we
no.
go.
Don't
Here we
hurt
go.
yourself.
We can't get up.
Strains to get up.
No.
Yeah.
More of the Jesus.
Look at that action.
Yeah.
He's got shorts on today.
You like
Why
that,
don't
Kenny?
I wonder why.
Why don't we take a little break here to recover from that? See what Mr. Reavers has to say.
There you go. That's what he's doing. Hey, don't drink water that's got bacteria in it.
I would
Wow,
not.
is
I'd
that a
boil it
timely
first.
ad?
See what I'm doing
is
right
that
now?
a timely ad or what?
You don't want bacteria in your boiling
Right.
water.
How do you do?
Also,
Why
Hofferman
would
water.
I drink boiling water?
Yes, indeed.
So go with Hofferman water and Connecticut. They are the best. I've had Hofferman water and Connecticut in 2 different homes, Joe.
Good.
And I don't have to worry about drinking E. coli water. Even if there is a water emergency in Jordan, Minnesota,
Yep.
ain't going to affect me. You know why?
You got the thing.
Because I got the
On
thing.
account of, I'll tell you why.
On account of, you want to know why? Hofferman water and Connecticut is the best. So here's the deal. Your first step, though, is you've got to get on that schedule, and you have to have them come out for that free water analysis. And you can book your appointment online at HoffermanWater.com. And when you do that, they'll come out and they're going to give you this free water analysis. And then they're going to give you this thing called a water score. And then based upon that water score, they're going to give you recommendations on how they can improve the quality of your water. They did that for me. They will do that for you. So go to HoffermanWater.com, and you can also see every single water treatment system that they have to offer at their website. But book your appointment, and please let them know that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast. And that's because Hofferman Water and Connecticut have been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Whistle while you twerk.
Why did this work?
Here's a guy that's thing doesn't work.
Ouch.
Come on.
Why does
Let's
it
go,
work?
Twerky.
Wait.
Let's do it.
It's not working.
Commencing garage.
No, we don't do those anymore.
Wow.
This guy wears many hats, just not indoors. Joe Souchere.
This is actually John, not Joe. And before I get back to the news, I want to tell you about ExpressVPN. A while ago, a few decades, maybe private citizens used to be mostly that, private. And what's changed all that? The internet. Think about it. Every time you get on there, anything you browse, you look for, you watch, somebody is gathering, collecting, and aggregating all that data. They're called data brokers. They turn it into a public record. Your public record. Having your private life exposed to others was something we didn't have to worry about, 40 years ago. But in this era where everyone's online, everyone's a public figure, and to keep my data private, I go online. I turn to ExpressVPN. Now, here's why you need ExpressVPN. One of the easiest ways for those data brokers to track you is through your device's unique IP address. That reveals info about where you're at, your location. With ExpressVPN, your IP address is hidden. That makes it tougher for data brokers to monitor, track, and monetize your private activity online. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your network traffic to keep your data safe from hackers when you're on public Wi-Fi. And it works on everything, all your devices, phone, laptop, tablet, whatever you happen to be using to access the internet. I use ExpressVPN to protect my data when I'm out and about. Maybe it might be in a store, might be in a coffee shop. I might be sitting in the doctor's office waiting to be called in by the doctor using my internet. Well, ExpressVPN protects from anyone snooping on that unsecured network. Protect your online privacy today by visiting expressvpn.com/GL. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/GL. And you can get an extra 4 months for free, for nothing. 4 months worth. expressvpn.com/GL. In national and international headlines, inflation accelerating in June as President Trump's tariffs started to leave a bigger imprint on the economy, keeping the Federal Reserve on track to hold interest rates steady when policymakers meet this month. The Consumer Price Index rose 2.7% from a year ago, the swiftest pace since February, according to data released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics today. That is slightly higher than expected. It's up from an annual pace of 2.4% in May. Over the course of the month, prices rose 0.3%, a notable pickup from the 0.1% increase in May. Core prices rose 0.2%. The June data still reflects only the initial impact of President Trump's global trade war. Products most exposed to tariffs, like household furnishings, saw prices jump 1%, significantly higher than they were expected. Prices for appliances specifically rose almost 2%, up from 0.8%. And the apparel index increased 0.4%, snapping multiple months of declining prices. Russia continued its nightly bombardment of Ukraine overnight, shortly after President Trump announced his decision to supply Ukraine with new military equipment and White House threats to use further economic measures against Moscow. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia targeted several regions overnight with 267 drones. The Air Force said it shot down or otherwise suppressed 244 drones. 23 drones impacted across 7 locations in Ukraine, with falling debris reported in 9 locations. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry said its forces downed at least 70 Ukrainian drones overnight into Tuesday morning. Among the areas targeted, the southwestern Voronezh region, which borders northeastern Ukraine. At least 24 people were injured there. A Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said that Russian President Vladimir Putin is thinking about and would eventually make a decision about how to respond to President Trump's words from yesterday. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's been purging the Justice Department of anyone tied to the January 6th prosecutions, as well as the prosecution of President Trump, fired the lawyer personally advising her and the department's thousands of employees on ethics, according to Bloomberg. Joseph Turrell began his career in the Navy and spent almost 2 decades in the federal government. He was fired via a brief letter from Bondi, who gave no reason for the termination. The same day, Bondi fired 20 DOJ employees who were involved in prosecuting Trump. She has also recently fired employees related to the prosecution of the January 6 riots at the Capitol. The price of a forever stamp.
There we go.
Rose to 78 cents on Sunday.
Wow.
That's a nickel increase.
Way too much.
Part of a new round of rate increases from the U.S. Postal Service. The 5-cent hike for first-class mail letter is one of several price adjustments approved by the Postal Regulatory Commission. The changes, first announced by the Postal Service in April, are part of the agency's 10-year Delivering for America plan. Get it?
I get it.
Aimed at achieving financial stability. The U.S. Postal Service said in the news release in April, as changes in the mailing and shipping marketplace continue, these price adjustments are needed to provide the Postal Service with much needed
So,
revenue.
Ahab, here's my question. Am I getting 5 cents more worth of service?
Yes.
You're full of beans.
Yes, you are.
These guys and gals don't even wear uniforms anymore. They look shabby.
Mine do. Hey, don't badmouth in the post office.
5 days a week. We don't need Saturday delivery.
Are you out of your bleeping mind?
No, I'm trying to help them save money.
Shut up.
Jeez.
Don't interfere with my mail.
Yes, sir.
In 2015, you know what the stamp was?
What?
48 cents.
Yeah, right. What I'm saying,
Wow.
have we received 30 more cents worth of service?
yeah.
No.
I have for many years. I sell things on eBay, mostly CDs, right? When I first started, it was $1.48 to mail one. You know what it costs now?
I don't.
$4.63.
Ooh.
John,
You're
you
going to
feel
be
you're
sorry
getting
that
ripped
you're
off?
selling all those CDs.
I'm not, because I'm replacing them all with albums again, which I already had 20
okay.
years ago.
I take that back then.
At the risk of starting a complete and total war, how many items do you guys send in the mail a week?
I
week.
do everything possible by mail.
I'm going to guess 5 bills a month.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm less than that, Ken, because
No.
most of the stuff I just pay online.
None.
No, I don't do that. I'm not down with that.
I'm five a week, man.
You're all nuts.
I don't trust online anything.
We are nuts.
I only do it if I have to.
I pay one bill by mail, and that's a quarterly bill. The rest I do online, but I do mail, like I said, tons of stuff.
Well, that's
Custom roasting. I did that one. I trust those guys.
The only thing that I do send out, and it's rarely, it's quarterly, is when I get my magazines and I cut them out and I tape them or paste them to a piece of white paper and then send a message to Joe like, hey, the end is near. Are you over there on Main?
We just got one yesterday at the old Hubbard.
Did he?
I didn't.
That's
I know
the
you
only thing
did.
I send in the mail.
I took care of it for you.
Not traceable.
Was it cut out letters?
Pretty
Something
much.
similar to that.
Pretty close.
Probably just dingy.
Hey, I don't know why you guys are so mean to him.
Yeah.
He stayed the whole night with us at the track.
No one that I know is mean to him.
Nobody.
You guys are all mean to him. I found him to be a gentleman and friendly and very easy to talk
Ingy's
to.
been to more station appearances in the last 3 months than I have.
Hey now. Do you
I
know
don't know
what?
if I brag about that.
I was sitting there as Ingy rolled up. I think it was Kelly was there, Gabe was there, and I think Bernie was there. And he rolled up, and I said, "You know what I like about your car? That nice dull shine you have on there."
Yeah.
And Gabe about threw up, going like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that to him."
NASCAR Kelly will get right in his face and put him right in his place.
John, are you almost done?
She doesn't
Well,
hold
I got
back.
other stuff, but
I
we
love
need
that
we need a
girl.
clincher here.
you need a clincher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring her home, Johnny.
Kenny with his Porky Pig uniform's a clincher. That's
I'm clinching right
That's
now.
That's clincher.
Can we wrap this up?
That was disturbing. I'm going to use this one just because I know it'll raise everybody's hackles. I love that expression.
Hackles.
CNBC's Quality of Life survey on the states is out. Because
Here we go.
Because you got it, Kenny. Because quality of life has become so essential in attracting quality talent, it's considered it among 10 categories of competitiveness. The categories consider factors including air quality, crime rate, the cost of availability of childcare. Also considered legal protections for workers and protections against discrimination. And with data showing younger workers considering reproductive rights in their choice of where they're willing to live, those are factored in as well. Under this year's methodology, quality of life represents 10.6% of a state's total top state scores. Vermont is number one.
Okay. They got a lot of syrup.
Minnesota and neighboring North Dakota do well in the survey, too. Minnesota is number 4. The strengths: worker protections, inclusiveness, reproductive rights. Their weakness: child care, with only about 1,800 licensed child care centers in the state of 6 million. Child care eats up, on average, 14% of a 2% household's income. North Dakota ranks 7th. Strengths: child care, health, air quality, low crime rate. Weakness: worker protections.
I think what methodology is, it's the study of Barbie and Ken on crack. Methodology.
Methodology. I get it. Thank you.
John, does LMA figure in at all? Leave me alone. The leave me alone factor.
No, that never registered.
I don't think that's
Nobody
measured
can.
in. No.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I forgot to mention?
I mean,
I
My
can't imagine.
July 4th excursion to go visit my friends at Harmony Spirits down in Harmony, Minnesota.
some fireworks.
I didn't stick around late enough for the fireworks,
No,
but
but I just mean the product.
it was really cool. And Joe, you got to make it down there for the car show next year. I'm not even a car guy, and it was cool.
Get down there.
You got to make it down there. You'd love that.
It's
On the
cool.
4th of July?
Why not?
Well,
Yes.
it might be difficult.
Bring the fam down.
Huh?
Haul down the pontoon. You'll find some water down there by Harmony. Lake Harmony. How deep is it?
Bring the pontoon.
Harmony River.
But if you go to their Facebook page, by the way, it's really cool. And they show all of the events coming up and all of the different drinks that they have going on right now with their summer cocktail menu. And there's always food trucks right there at the tasting room. Rook, Azteca Mexican Tacos. That was a couple of days ago. But this one I was unfamiliar with because I've had Azteca before.
Probably a corn tortilla on that
No,
one.
how about this? El Samurai Japanese teppanyaki cuisine. I've never heard of that before.
No, but I'm willing to try.
I bet it's pretty good. Anyway, there's always stuff going on throughout the entire summer down there in Harmony, Minnesota. It's a beautiful drive, by the way, too. It's really cool if you're going to make a day trip.
Are they at the fair?
Harmony Spirits?
Yeah.
I do not believe so, but I'm willing to find out. But if you're not able to make it down, you can visit their website, which is harmonyspirits.net, and their Facebook page is also extremely active. So check that out for updates. But you can really help them out and go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. That is really how you're going to help them out. And you guys don't realize how much power you have over just a regular distributor going, hey, where can I get that Harmony rum or vodka or whatever? Because the consumer has a lot of power in that regard.
Teppanyaki is grilled on an iron plate. Ooh. So I'm sure it's shrimp, chicken, beef, rice. It's probably like a hibachi type
I bet that's pretty good.
I bet it's really good.
Anyway, so check out their Facebook page, visit harmonyspirits.net, and please let Larry, Damon, and the entire crew know that you heard about Harmony Spirits right here on the Garage Logic podcast.
Truth, justice, and the suture.
All right, back to the bear. We had a gal injured significantly by a bear in Comstock, Wisconsin. I hope she's doing well. We still don't know the details. We do know that the DNR says aggressive behavior in black bears is a sign they will repeat the behavior. So officials plan to humanely euthanize the bear. All right, I don't know we don't know the facts, so I can't editorialize.
Okay.
I just think it's a shame to kill the bear. Once it's dead, they'll test it for rabies, and apparently the cub's fit enough to be on its own. If they they'll relocate the cub, but we don't know what caused this. But it seems to me that the bear is expected to have human traits. It's supposed to be docile.
Yeah.
And, sit on the porch and have iced tea with you. Other than that, it's considered aggressive. Well, what the hell? It's a bear. What are they supposed to do?
That's what they do.
It's
Just
a bear.
Hang out.
Our gal out in Western Maryland, I finally got it right, Krista, she said, I had to take a moment to talk about the black bear incident. As you know, I live in the mountains. For about 12 years, my husband and our 2 children lived in a state-run fish hatchery.
Cool.
My husband was the manager, and thus we lived on site. It was not unusual to see black bears on the road, sifting through garbage and sometimes eating the fish right out of the raceway. Often my family would venture outdoors only to find that a close encounter with a bear was upon them. One evening while at home, I heard a crying sound outside. I walked out the back door and realized the cry was coming from a cub in the tree in front of me. Seeing Mama Bear was 25 yards away, I chose to go back inside, let her rescue her young, and hope that she would move on. But many times we weren't so lucky. I often had to contact DNR, who would come onto the property and install a container that the bear could enter but not exit. Once tagged, the bear was let go. For the most part, the black bears I've encountered were nothing but nuisance bears. Good to know what everyone else thinks. Okay. All right. Well, I think this bear is doomed. The Wisconsin bear is doomed. We've got it stuck in our craw that it's dangerous, and we're going to take care of it.
Okay. Nothing we can do.
From what I understand, the more human contact that the bears have, the more dangerous they will become to the humans. So if they're accustomed to seeing a lot of humans close up and around them, eventually those humans are going to pay the ultimate price.
All right. It was on this day, which only comes to us because they come to us on account of, I'll tell you why. They come from Mpumalanga province in South Africa from the traveling Lymans. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Right. I mean, if they were here, we wouldn't do it.
Be less interesting for sure.
On this day. Go ahead.
Today's July 15th.
Well, on this day in 1856, the celebrated Norwegian violinist Ole Bull performed in the Capitol building in St. Paul, a heady concert for a territorial capital.
Wait a minute. Ole Bull?
Yep.
He wasn't playing a violin. He was playing a fiddle. Get it right.
Well, he was the celebrated Norwegian violinist.
It's all in
fiddle
the
player.
It's all in the attitude.
I have it right here, too. Apparently, Ole Bull covered the song Wooly Bully back then.
On the violin?
Yes.
Or the fiddle?
It's a very creative
He
project.
sat in with Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
And then he rocked right into Devil Came Down to Georgia.
It was on this day.
July 15.
Well, pretty interesting day on this day in 1872. The Twin Cities' first streetcar, horse-drawn, began operation. And then it was on this day,
July 15th.
In 1881, a tornado killed 6 people in New Ulm. It also blew through Palmyra, Wellington, and Cairo in Renville County, killing 11 more.
Wow.
It was on this day.
July 15th.
No, I didn't hear you.
July 15th.
It was on this day in 1929 that African-American lawyer William T. Francis, appointed U.S. Minister to Liberia by President Calvin Coolidge in 1927, died of yellow fever in Monrovia, Liberia. Born in Indianapolis in 1869, Francis moved to Minnesota in 1888 and later took over Frederick McGee's law practice. As a well-known St. Paul attorney, Francis participated in many racially charged trials, including the 1920 appeal of the Duluth lynchings trial, in which he represented the defendants. All right. I told you guys a story of how I got into this business. It has to do with the lynching trial in Duluth. I'll tell you someday.
How do you keep a Pollock in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
On this day.
Is that a tease?
Yep.
On this day.
July 15th.
In 1951, whose birthday was it?
July 15th, what year?
1951.
Butch Weiniger.
Jesse Ventura.
All right, everybody.
All right, everybody. Let me have a birthday cake.
Janos?
His given name is James Janos, but he adopted James Janos.
Yeah.
But he adopted the Ventura name at the start of his professional wrestling career, running as an anti-establishment candidate with the Reform Party. Ventura's defeat of St. Paul Mayor Norm Coleman and State Attorney General Hubert Skip Humphrey in the 1998 gubernatorial race was national news.
I tell you this right now because the name Jesse, I liked Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard. He seemed like a stately man. He would advise
Your given name,
Bo
it was
and Luke
James,
Duke.
yeah.
And then I did see on a map of California, I did see Ventura, and I liked the name Ventura, and that's why I wrestled. I was Jesse the Surfer Boy. Now I'm Jesse Ventura.
What about Uncle Jesse from the sitcom Full House?
Not as much as Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard, because he seemed like he was running moonshine, and if he would have been a wrestler, he would have been one of the bad guys, one of the bad managers.
Would Roscoe have gone after him?
Roscoe wouldn't have been able to hold what is his name? Who was the referee? Kenny the Sodbuster? Or Buck Zumhoff, Kenny J.
Hey,
Buck
Governor,
Zumhoff. Yeah, walking
Governor,
around.
I hate to interrupt this train of thought. Where did you attend high school again?
I went to
Roosevelt.
I was a Teddy. I was thinking South at first, but I was
very good.
I was on the swim team.
As did my son.
I would slip into the water, and the water would just glide right by me.
Did you shave?
Yeah, I shaved everything. I was the original manscaper. Occasionally, I'd have to have my brother Jan in the early years help out because we didn't have the lighted mirror
on the floor.
Jan was all too willing. Yeah. He helped out, and George and Bernice, our parents had absolutely no clue.
And you know
what?
You loved George and Bernice.
George was they were both World War II heroes.
Yes, they were. George had his money hidden under the rug, didn't he?
Yeah, your mom was a badass.
She was the lead nurse at
very cool
North Memorial, and she busted Georgie hiding $100 bills inside the carpet.
And you had new carpet put in one day.
George was sweating bullets.
Yeah.
He came in sweating bullets saying, "What'd you do here, Bernice?" And she said, "We're getting new carpet. This green shag reminds me of the early 70s. And George said, "It is the early 70s. That's current." So it was like that might have been one of the worst fights they've had. Over
but she relented, didn't she?
She did, but their biggest one was, did the Marines or the Navy get there first?
Hey, I'm sorry again to interrupt this. Did you play football at Roosevelt?
Yeah, I played football. I was a flanker. I was not a lineman.
Is that a 9-man team?
Well, I had to know.
Was it 11
They
man?
were 11, Kenny, because we
play
were in the
both
city.
ways?
We were in the Minneapolis City Conference.
Are you going to do anything special
Early
today
in my
for
career
your,
of wrestling, I did, Kenny.
How's the weed thing going?
Early in my career, I did play both ways.
Are you going to play golf this afternoon, Gov?
Yeah,
You're
we're running over
74 today,
TPC.
Gov. Gov, you're 74.
Oddly enough, that's my golf score.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what are you going to do for your birthday?
Like a
today?
Dairy Queen cake?
Anything special?
I think we're going to run down to the Mississippi River and my son and I are going to slip into the water and
like eels, right?
Yeah, just perform some UDT. We used to do that up in when we lived in Anoka, and they would call the authorities because I had the rubber raft out there. And Tyrell
Nobody
and
was
I
in
were-
it. It was just floating
No,
along.
we'd float down, and those carp down there, they're you got to get right up to them because you can't see in the river. It's cloudy.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and happy birthday.
Kind of like
Are we
me
just
right
wasting time to make this go
Cloudy,
long?
yeah, we
Is
just
that
killing
what we're
time
doing?
because I got a tea time.
What'd you say you got your last name from? Where'd you get that from again?
Ventura. I
Thank
saw
you, GLers.
a map of California.
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
It was called Ventura Highway, and it was the road to nowhere.
Governor, what should the GLers
you.
do if they haven't done
That's
so
clever.
already?
I think you got to go to garagelogic.com, sign up for the newsletter.
'Cause you don't
sign
listen.
up for the city council. I don't listen to the podcast, but yesterday you were way off.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were talking about.
Right.
And Tampon Timmy, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. You just got to cram it.
Cram it? Jeez, Governor.
I don't know. Why
Are
did
you a
ask
YouTube
me?
fan? Are you a YouTube fan?
I'm a YouTube
I'll see you
fan.
later.
I'm
You
all
can
over
figure out
YouTube.
your own thing.
Me and Adrian, the East-West connection.
I'll give you 3 words.
Here we go.
Such, when are we going to play
Put
golf?
down grocery.
Well, the show hasn't concluded yet,
Are we
Joe.
going to play golf soon?
No.
Come on, I don't even caddy anymore. I don't know. Do what now?
Wow. Time once again to check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I did use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, a lot to get to today because inflation is down. We'll see how that affects the rates. You've got some news on NVIDIA. And who exactly is going to win the streaming wars?
Well, let's take the easy thing first. The streaming wars has been Netflix has been in the lead in the streaming wars for a very long period of time. More people, I think, on a worldwide basis have subscriptions to Netflix so they can watch new movies, old movies, and Netflix is trying to get into live entertainment, and particularly live sports. They feel that they have the lead in terms of streaming, and definitely are doing everything they can to keep their customers happy. Now, Netflix has, of course, their premium service, which has no advertising, and then they have their advertising tier, which does cost less, but you do get ads. Now, initially, analysts, when they announced this advertising tier, analysts felt, well, that's going to be the downfall of Netflix. Who was going to want to pay less and watch movies that have advertising in it? That's one of the reasons that people have moved off cable or even we'll call it linear TV. Who wants to watch all the ads? Well, lo and behold, advertising on Netflix and the advertising tier actually has more people than the premium service because, one, people have said, well, we'll put up with the ads if it costs us less to get this product. then the competitor, and actually competitor growing very quickly, and it's not Disney, who had changed their outlook when it came to streaming and getting their product on even linear TV. Then Disney went to a streaming mode, and yes, they offered it for free or a modest cost, just to get all the Disney programs. But they have not been as successful, we'll say, as Netflix has. But the real competitor, to Netflix is YouTube. And I'll say for a lot of people streaming, YouTube is the way to go, because it allows you to get not only the programs that are offered directly on YouTube, but it allows you to get all of the other, we'll say, available TV or cable channels. YouTube is owned by Alphabet, formerly, you might know them as Google. And YouTube has continued to grow. YouTube is also into live entertainment. And if I were to look at Google or Alphabet and some of the issues that they have with, we'll say, the Justice Department, and the Justice Department wanting to break up Alphabet into different parts, that might it might be that YouTube is worth a pretty penny. Alphabet also has Waymo, and if I look at the valuation, we'll say, of Tesla and Tesla's robotaxi, Waymo as autonomous driving and robotaxi service, and they're more successful right now than Tesla is with Tesla's robotaxi, that becomes a significant valuation. And of course, with Google, you also get their cloud-based business, their artificial intelligence business, and their search and search advertising business. So there is a lot within Alphabet or Google that you get just to get Waymo. There's there's a cloud still over Alphabet / Google, and that has kept the price of their stock, significantly under their high. But I think there's, plenty of upside there for somebody who is patient. And patience, we'll say, is not something right now the president has when it comes to interest rates and what the Fed is doing. But the president should have a little bit more patience and try to keep, not force the issue with the Fed in terms of cutting rates. The Fed has said that they're looking at a 2% inflation target, which we've discussed before is very difficult to achieve. Today's, monthly CPI number, looking at the CPI number from June, has showed, inflation is still coming down. The inflation number at 0.3% matched the estimate, and the annualized number also matched the estimate at 2.7%. The core number, so that's ex food and food and oil or food and energy, it still continues to come down, but the June number showed a little bit of an uptick from March, April, and May's numbers. Part of that is due to we'll say the price of oil going up. Part of it has to do with medical services also going up. Part of it still is that mortgage adjusted rents, which is about 35% of the CPI number, has not come down. It's actually ticked up a little bit. So that makes it a lot more difficult, for the Fed to cut. Yes, inflation is down. Yes, if the Fed does start cutting, it would save on interest costs, which are, still part of the deficit. But in terms of the Fed fighting inflation, cutting rates, given everything that is still going on and the potential for increased costs due to the tariffs coming, is still something the Fed wants to be patient on. So just keep that in mind. That said, we're now starting into earnings season. Banks are reporting today. The big banks, and you'll have some more banks reporting over the course of this week. I am not a bank investor, but the thing to watch with the banks is what is their guidance going forward, particularly when it comes to their net interest income. So I leave investing in the banks to other people. But Netflix also reports this week, and then next week we'll start in with some of the technology companies, leading into the to the end of the month when my favorite Apple and Amazon report. Amazon, by the way, had a very, very, very good Prime Day. That will not show up in this quarter's earnings, but will show up into the third quarter's earnings when they report in October. But still a long way to go. And then, of course, there's NVIDIA, and NVIDIA got a big, big boost today as I'll say the president said that NVIDIA could resume selling a specialized chip that was just geared to the Chinese market, and that is a big boost for NVIDIA going forward, and also a boost for the U.S. and its potential domination in artificial intelligence. One last thing in terms of one of my favorite company, the fruit company Apple. Apple is making a $500 million commitment to purchase magnets and to purchase rare earths, as well as to build a recycling plant for rare earths and magnets in Houston with a company called MP Minerals that the government recently signed a big contract with. MP Minerals started out as a special purpose acquisition company. They do specialize in the manufacturing of rare earths. It is expensive on a price to sales basis, not making a lot of money, but it is one of the few companies in the U.S. that's involved in rare earths, and that is a big thing for manufacture and definitely needed. The stock has zoomed up in recent weeks and will continue to be volatile. So be careful there.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Thanks.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.